Welcome back. Today we enter Proverbs chapter 19. This chapter serves as a moral mirror, challenging us to choose a blameless walk over the perverse lip. In a world obsessed with speed and status, Solomon reveals that true success is rooted in integrity and a heart rightly positioned before God. Let's explore how these ancient proverbs navigate the pressures of our modern hustle. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than one who is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 1. Solomon presents a radical scale of value. Character is worth more than social standing. To be poor with integrity is better than to be a wealthy fool who uses deceit to get ahead. Today, we are often judged by our personal brand or net worth. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 1 counters this narrative, asserting that a quote, blameless walk is the only currency with staying power in God's moral order. Desire without knowledge is not good. How much more will hasty feet miss the way? A man's own folly subverts his way, yet his heart rages against the Lord. Proverbs chapter 19 verses 2-3. Solomon warns that desire without knowledge leads to reckless haste, causing us to miss the way. When our own foolishness causes our plans to fail, we often make the mistake of blaming God for the consequences of our own choices. Our modern culture celebrates failing fast and instant gratification. Proverbs calls us to the cool spirit of deliberation, reminding us that speed is no substitute for the fear of the Lord. Wealth attracts many friends, but a poor man is deserted by his friend. Everyone is a friend of a gift giver. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 4 and verse 6. Solomon provides a sobering social commentary on the fickleness of human connections. Wealth acts as a magnet for pretenders who are friends with the prophet, not the person. Poverty acts as a filter, unmasking the rarity of true covenant-faithful loyalty. In an era of digital followers, we often measure our worth by the size of our social circle. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 4 reminds us that worldly connections are often transactional. True relationship is found in sacrifice, not convenience. A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 11. Wisdom is characterized by a cool spirit of restraint. Solomon suggests that the ability to, quote, overlook an offense is not a sign of weakness, but of supreme strength and self-mastery. We live in an era of outrage culture where every offense is amplified. Solomon's advice is countercultural. True maturity is demonstrated by the discipline of patience, solving the problem rather than merely expressing the rage. A foolish son is the ruin of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dripping. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Proverbs chapter 19 verses 13-14. Solomon identifies the household as the primary laboratory of wisdom. While material goods can be inherited, a prudent partner is an act of divine favor. He warns that a home without this wisdom is like a constant dripping, a slow but certain path to ruin. Today, we often view relationships through the lens of self-gratification. Solomon points us to a higher standard. A home built on fear of the Lord provides a refuge that capital alone cannot provide. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17. Solomon introduces a profound theological economy. Kindness to the needy is not just a social duty. It is an investment in a heavenly treasury. How we treat the marginalized is a direct reflection of our trust in God's governance. Our modern economy often prioritizes personal accumulation. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17 offers a fountain of life, generosity that refreshes both the giver and the community. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 21. This is the theological anchor of the chapter. While humans are responsible for planning, the final outcome remains in God's sovereign control. We are invited to trust the Creator's governance even when His ways are inscrutable to us. Modern life hacks promise fulfillment through total control. Solomon offers a spiritual grammar for living. True security is found only in submission to the Creator, which provides a resilience that allows us to smile at the future. The fear of the Lord leads to life, then one rests content, untouched by trouble. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 23. The fear of the Lord is not a dread of punishment, but a reverent awe that leads to qualitative well-being and interior peace. It provides a spiritual protection that guards the soul through the mundane, invisible moments of life. While the world seeks life in external validation, Solomon points us to the heart. A heart anchored in the Lord finds a peace that stolen water can never provide. Proverbs chapter 19 tells us that integrity is worth more than a strong city. It promises that if we choose kindness, patience, and the fear of the Lord, our path will be one of life indeed. Which area of your life, your plans, or your heart needs the fountain of life today? Subscribe and join us next time as we explore the mocker of wine in chapter 20.